Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Hi guys. Spread your fingers. It's really funny. Hi guys. It's like little bunny ears.
Or like kitty cat.
So, hi, we're back. And again, we wanted to stay consistent with our Facebook Live from last week announcing the opening of our agency, BYOB agency. And now that people know that it's open, and we were actually just looking at our client board literally 2 seconds ago, and we now have 9 clients that we are helping and working with, um, and working towards that first phase of being open. So, if you're coming on, say hi and where you're coming in from. Feel free to share this onto your personal page. If you have a business page, you want to tag some friends, some teammates. What we're going to go over tonight are the 3 main reasons why, when you're consistent on social media, it will actually lead to business growth. And again, at the end, we're going to explain, how this kind of ties into the BYOB agency, but we just know how overwhelmed and overconsumed everybody is right now with social media. And it's, I'm not saying it has to stop, but there's definitely an easier, simpler, and more streamlined way. So, what we're going to do is go over these 3 simple things. So, number one, Nancy, is
Well, three simple. What are we talking about?
I said three reasons why when you're consistent it leads to business growth. They are
Yes. Right. Okay.
they knew that.
Okay.
They knew
So
that.
yeah, we're talking about the 3 reasons why you need to stay consistent with your content. So the first one, right? No consistency equals getting lost in the mix.
So what do you mean lost in the mix?
Lost in the mix. So I'm sure many of you lately, if you've been on social media, it is a bit overwhelming.
It's like the Wild West.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, it's seriously, it's I actually had a little meltdown last week. I was like, man, I am putting my phone over there.
It was no,
Like it needs. Oh,
no, it
go
was
ahead.
funny.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the bedroom and I get a text message. She's in the bathtub as she takes a couple baths during the and she texts me from the tub. I am so done with social media for the next 4 days.
I only want to look at it. I don't want to open my
She's like,
Instagram.
I'm gonna post, but I'm not spending any time on there.
I'm like, boop, and
Yeah,
then I'll bail. It's just
it's a lot.
it's so much right now, man. Like if I opened up my Instagram as I was scrolling down, I guess the newest thing, right, is on
Reels,
Instagram Reels.
reels.
Everybody's doing the post where you do, oh, it's this and that, and it's all these like words popping up, and I'm like, if I see another one of those videos,
Well, I
I
mean,
will lose my mind.
but no, but just think about Instagram, right? So,
Yeah.
so just Instagram.
Yeah.
People have to post on Instagram,
Yeah.
post to their Instagram story,
Mm-hmm.
do Instagram lives, Instagram story lives, IGTV, and now Reels. So that's six separate ways to use one social media. No wonder why people are going crazy.
Yeah. No, it's just so overwhelming. I mean, it's honestly like there's just so much noise online right now. Just so much. But the whole point of this is not like, oh, social media is bad. No, it's very good. But if you want to stand out in that noise and in that mix of people, you got to be consistent, which means you got to at least post how many times a day?
You need to at least post once a day.
Once a day.
That's like we don't care what platform. You just have to be consistent. Pick a platform and stick with it.
Yeah, and
Hey Betsy.
a lot of people ask, "Hey, Betsy." A lot of people ask, like, should I be on all these different platforms, and I should be, doing all these different things.
Look at Telma.
And
Telma just said so
yeah,
overwhelming.
it's so stinging overwhelming. And so I tell people, I'm just like, max three, like pick three. And so for BYB agency, we actually post to four, but pick three that you know that you can show up on consistently. And like I said, you don't right now have to be looking at the news feed and on there for a significant amount of time, because whenever I tell you It is overwhelming, and there's just so much out there right now. Trust me, I get it. But you got to be consistent with at least posting once a day on your platforms of choice.
And the reason why consistency is so important is because if you're not consistent, it doesn't lead to the compound effect. And everyone is, seeking, business growth, more visibility, making more money. But when you're not consistent, and I was sharing this example on our business page, and I said it's like having a brick and mortar, and your hours of operation are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But a couple days a week, you don't show up until noon. You just show up when you feel like it. You show up at noon instead of 9, and then you're losing those 3 hours, and not to your competition, because we don't believe in competition. There's plenty of people out there for everyone, but people thrive on consistency. That's what creates the compound effect. But number 2, when you're consistent, you want to be visible and top of mind when clients are ready. So if you're not consistent, you're not going to be visible, which means you're not going to be top of mind.
Yeah, no, and I used this example earlier. Like, think about when you need a service or a product or a thing, right? Like, and your friend has been talking about it, consistently for the past, so many months and weeks, right? You know where to go if you need to find it. I use the example, like if you're hiring a local service or something like that, it's huge, and showing up every day consistently. I mean, that's what your clients are going to think about when they're ready to hire or, get that service. I even said with consistency and being lost in the mix and stuff like that, it's like, I use the example, like, let's say when you're dating, right? And you're texting back and forth every day consistently, right? For like 3-4 days straight. And then all of a sudden you're like, nah, and you ghost that person for 2 days. Is that going to go over very well? Probably not. That person's probably going to move on to the next thing. Oh, well, somebody, else is doing this. When you show up consistently and you are that resource, sorry, I always hit the table. When you show up consistently and you are that resource that people can go to, and they know, you know what, I'm going to tune in to so-and-so's stuff because I know that they're going to talk about something useful or important. Or this person's the expert on like accounting tips or advice. I know I'm going to go here. That's where they're going to go for that information. So it's important to show up consistently.
Betsy said something interesting. She said, she's spending less time on social media and more time focusing on her brand and focusing more on creating the life for herself and her family. And that's so important. Most people, they go down these scroll holes where they're just scrolling and trolling, and you're not really doing any work. And the fact is that, you want to, the simple adage that I always tell people is you want to get on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you are, post your content, get off. Now, you can check periodically throughout the day, stuff that's going on, people engaging and engaging back. That's one thing. But to have to spend all day on social media, it's just a waste of time. And remember, most people, when we're living in a consumer-based society right now, people are just consuming content. They're consuming products, they're consuming posts, whatever it is. So most people are going like this. And if you're consistent, then you're going to be very visible to the people, that target market that you're looking to attract to your product, your good, and your service. But without being consistent, it can't lead to visibility. So that's the one thing that I want you guys to really understand. And this is something that Nancy and I talk about often with so many entrepreneurs are struggling with the same thing. When they think about how much they actually have to do on social media, the platforms of their choice, they get completely overwhelmed and almost frozen. It's like crippling. And then you just don't do anything. And then nothing happens to your business. You get upset like, oh my God, my business isn't growing. Listen, we understand. We're on social media every day. We have a love-hate relationship with it. We love it because it allows us to stay in touch with our clients, with our customers, with our friends, with our family. But we hate it because everyone is selling and pitching and just doing
like
things.
yelling.
Yeah. It's people are trying to stand out the wrong way.
Yeah.
You don't stand out by making everything perfect. Nancy and I were talking earlier today. Sometimes the messy action is what makes you most relatable.
Yeah, it's actually like even Gary Vee posted something the other day, and it is like we've been on this kick lately about we're so tired of seeing all this fake stuff online.
Perfect
You know,
life.
all the photo shoots, all the fake stuff, and it's like, oh my god, I just want real. Like, is anybody else out there feeling the way?
And
It's
but
like-
but I will say this
Yeah.
to the people that are doing that don't know any better because you're being taught to do that. Like, fake it till you make it. Only post filtered pretty pictures. Show the quote unquote good life. Show the luxury life. I was saying to Nancy the other day, I've never seen so many people popping bottles of champagne on boats. I didn't know so many people owned so many boats. So there's a better way, and our way is not the best way. I don't believe in anything being the best, but there is a simpler and better way, and it starts with being consistent, which leads to visibility, which takes us actually to the third thing. And Nancy actually had to reintroduce me to this concept earlier today because I'm like, what is that? So number 3 is the rule of 7. Consistency creates trust and awareness. So Nancy, what is the rule of 7?
All right. So the rule of 7 is kind of like an old marketing term. It's basically that someone has to see your stuff, your product, your brand, your service at least 7 times before they're ready to make a purchase.
Explain why it has to happen repetitively like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, so it's not a hard and fast rule. It doesn't, it's not like the end all be all, whatever, but it's a guideline because most people need to. I'm not going to tap the table. I'm about to do it. I'm like, all right. So most people need to see and build that rapport and that relationship and that trust. And they call it the awareness phase, right? People need to like, okay, what you got going on? Okay. And then they build up that trust and then they start to make a decision. It's a natural thing that happens. It's across the board. I mean, this is a marketing term that gets used for everything. So whether you're a network marketer, whether you have a product or service or a local business, right? A lot of people do kind of, see what you got going on, and then they get curious and then they start to, engage or interact or whatever. So the reason why this is so important, why we chose it for number 3, is not just being consistent, right? A lot of people think that, you know what? I'm going to post today and I'm going to get so many people to opt into my opportunity and I'm going to get people to sign up for whatever. It doesn't happen that way usually. And that's okay, right? How many people get all excited and they're like, I'm going to post. No one responds, hardly anyone engages, and it's crickets. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to go back into hiding for 3 weeks, right? I'm going to like not post on social media. You have to show up and you've got to be consistency. Scott is the best example of stinking consistency. I've never met or seen anyone more consistent. Like literally, this man is on social media, like doing lives and things like that every single day, and he shows up. And it's like, it's all those little, deposits in the bucket, right? Where people go, oh, you know what? I want to learn more about LinkedIn. You know what? Scott's always talking about LinkedIn. I'm going to maybe tune into some of his stuff, and then they tune in, and then it goes from there. I mean, we have so much like data and information that we can pull up to see people's journey, right? Like how they even become a lead or how they come. And it's nuts to see people go through different processes. It's like, oh, they go to your website and then they click on Google and they go search you here and then they start tuning into your lives and then they buy your book. And by the time it's like month 3, it's like, you know what? I think I'm ready to talk to Scott now. You have no idea what this journey looks like behind the scenes, but we can tell you. And again, that's why we're talking about the rule of 7 is people have to build that trust. When you share things, and I was telling Scott this today, it's such a great rule of thumb to like share kind of like behind the scenes, right? Like take a picture of your desk, take a picture of your office. Like today, I almost did it. I didn't, I should have. My office looks like a mad scientist lab right now because we're building out all these crazy things to make sure everything connects and building out all this wonderfulness. But people need to see what this looks like. And it's interesting. Like I would love if people just showed what this looked like. Even our studio right now where we're at, if we were to like turn the thing around, it's like we've got all these lights and we've got like it's so cool, but it's stuff that people are curious about, but it builds that trust and it shows, hey, here's a little look into what I'm doing and here's a look into my life and it helps build that. So, yeah.
Well, Betsy said, and the thing is, I have lots of clients who tell me about a post that resonated with them, and it was one that got no likes.
Oh, that's a great point. That's a
So,
great point, Betsy.
so there was someone that hired me today, and I said, "How did you first come in contact with me?" And he said, "I've been following you for about 4 years."
Wow.
He goes, "I started following you when you were giving out health and fitness tips." And he goes, "I've kind of evolved and I started my own coaching practice. And I noticed that you were releasing a new LinkedIn book." And I'm like, "Oh, I already know that guy from the fitness and the wellness and that kind of coaching. Maybe he's coaching people now in LinkedIn." He reached out, we had a call, and he pulled the trigger. But that was 4 years. But this was the first time we spoke. We had and he went to my website. He opted in for a free download, and then he scheduled a call, and then we spoke. So there were 4 touches off of that one contact,
Yeah.
and he's been watching me for 4 years. So you don't. But this is why it's so important to not only be consistent, but to make sure that you're visible to your networks, because no one. I don't care what business you're in. I don't care what product you're selling, what company you've partnered with, what coaching program you have. No one posts about it once and builds a successful business. It just doesn't happen. You're not going to, well, I'm going to share one transformation and 3,000 people are going to reach
Send
out.
that into the wind.
Yeah, I mean, the sky's not going to open up and then just drop people into your lap. So the evolution, like the rule of 7, just to kind of break it down, the first few posts you'll get that low-hanging fruit. You'll get those people that basically say yes right away. And then as you get higher up that tree, it's harder to reach those people, but the way that you reach them is to constantly make yourself visible until you get to those people at the top, and it takes time. And that's the thing. The one thing that most people don't have is patience. They want everything right now. I want to see the money right now. I want to grow my business right now, because we live in this instant gratification world where you put a post out there, like, comment, like it's like dinging like crazy. But it's not that simple. And Betsy says, "I remember when you first started in 2014, actually 2013, you were always authentic and genuine then and now too." Thank you. And thank you, Max. We appreciate that. So again, these are 3 simple things, but we know how so many people are so overwhelmed. The real reason why we created the agency is because we wanted people to work on their business, not in their business. And most people don't have time to work on their business because they're too busy working in their business, posting and trying to figure out content. So if you had to highlight, 3 things, 3 main reasons what we're doing with our clients, taking it off their plate. So what are the 3 main reasons that we really help? Like, why do we love what we're doing so much? What are the 3 things that really stand out about what we're doing with our clients?
Yeah, I mean, I am so fired up. So, I mean, I've had quite a few conversations in the last couple weeks, and I get excited for anyone who's ever talked to me. Like, I get so fired up whenever people start talking about what they're passionate about and they're like excited about doing something. And every single one of them that I've talked to them about and what lights them up and everything, they just say the one thing that is standing in their way is having to force themselves to show up consistently on social media. It is a common theme. And so before we even started, right, BYOB agency and everything that we offer, Scott and I've had so many conversations on there is such a gap right now, right? Like it's we're not just creating content for you, right? Because I mean, of course, I think we've gone over some of the packages and we're happy to go over that with you guys. But like The reason why we created it is one, it's affordable to everyone. Okay. I'm actually focusing. So my background is in local service business as well. I have my own cleaning business that I've run for about 4 years. And I wanted to make this available for people who are bootstrapping, who are literally small businesses trying to get back out there. And I said, we can do this and we can crush it and we can do it in a unique way, which means we're actually going to bring your own voice, your own branding. We're going to help you be consistent. And guess what? It's even better if you decide that you're super inspired one week and you want to write a blog post or you want to do a Facebook Live or you want to do your own content. We'll take that and we'll help you create content from that. So it's always you. And so our business is focused on taking that off your plate because I know, Scott knows, how relieving it is whenever someone can come and just say, hey, you know that big chunk of thing that you're supposed to be doing all the time and you should be doing because it's going to help you actually make money, grow your business, and do all these other things so that you can focus on all those other things that you want to do. We take that off your plate, and there's nothing more rewarding than having that conversation with someone and just saying, look, we're here to help and we cannot wait, because it's legit the truth. Like, I cannot wait to have some of these onboarding calls with people. I've got one tomorrow morning. I'm so stinking excited for, because I know it is just going to be phenomenal. You know, once this person, so a couple of clients actually had never had certain platforms. So we actually, as part of our package, we actually help you create your platform and then optimize it. So for example, like Google My Business.
Which a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, for realtors, local businesses, things like that is so impactful. You know, even having your own Facebook business page, right? If you don't already have one as a network marketer, and as a network marketer, you know, anyone who's in online business should have one. And there's so many reasons why, and I can tell you in a very simple way. But I'm just excited to help and to really get the, you know, word out what we're doing, because honestly, I love it.
And
we're going to help.
And just remember, you know, we help our clients post on 4 different platforms of their choice. So just to give you an example, we have an app, and I'm actually part of the app because I use it too. And Pinterest is something that I've always neglected. And I actually logged on today and I had 2 posts that needed to be approved in there that were created by the team. And I just approved them. One went out tonight. One's going out tomorrow. I don't have to worry about it. Like, I don't want to log on to Pinterest and have to do that, but I'm actually generating contacts that way. So the fact is that all of our clients get to pick any 4 social media platforms. So it could be Pinterest, it could be LinkedIn, Instagram, Google My Business, Twitter. Facebook business page, Twitter, Facebook group, and we're the only platform. So just to let you know, Google My Business and Instagram, you can't have on one hosting platform. People have to have like Creator Studio to do something for Instagram, and they have to have Planoly for this. We're the
do a combo.
We're the only one. Our platform allows you to do it, and the great thing is you can change it. If you want to take Pinterest off and you want to add Twitter on, you can interchange the 4 that you want. So we do 1 post a day on 4 platforms, 5 days a week. So 20 pieces of content a week. So 80 a month are actually produced by our agency with your voice, your brand, it's your visibility. It's everything is done through you, for your business. So again,
well, and even the other part, like Scott said, with the app, you can actually go in, and if you wanted to add some other comments or add a couple hashtags or again put your own spin on it,
you can
do that. And it's like, but we help you do that, right? You know, we create the graphics, we get the content started, we do all that. Like, we onboarded this amazing Canva specialist that's helping us create stuff. So either way, if you're interested, drop I'm interested, and we'll send you a link to schedule a call. And hope you guys liked the live. And again, we're here to help. Just reach out, and we will see you next Monday for some more helpful tips. So stay consistent, be visible, and follow the rule of 7. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.